Hey kids, how about a project? So what we have is an issue with the pool pump. What we have here is our pool pump, right? Pool pump has a basket that you periodically clean. When you pull your cartridge out of your filter, you're going to clean any leaves or kids' toys or whatever make it into here out. This is a basket that comes before the pump. All right. So what the issue is when you tighten this back up, you line up the dog ears and you're tightening it, right? And you're hitting it because you got to get it tight, and you're hitting it. And of course it sits out here in the sun. And what can happen is the dog ears can get brittle. All right, dog ears, these are the dog ears that the dog ears of the lid catch onto. And what has happened for me is I've broken a dog ear, and that has compromised the seal. And now when I go to turn on the pump won't prime. It's a self-priming pump, but it won't prime because it's sucking air at the brake. So what do? Do we have to replace the whole pump? Well, depending on what pump you have, you can replace the front housing. So this is the front housing, okay? You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Now there's a couple of things you need to look at to decide if this is something you're going to do yourself. First of all, is the pump bolted down? In my case, no. The pump is not bolted down, so I'll be able to move it. Second thing you want to note is, are you threaded? Do you have couplers where it connects to the plumbing of the pool? All right. If you mark yes on those two, you can replace it yourself. So what I did was I called my local pool company. I told them what model pump I had right off the plate on the pump. All right. Told them what I had. Told them what the problem was. And they promptly told me, yes, you can replace it. And the new part is $450. I said, okay, I'll come in and get that, but could you give me the part number so that I have it when I come in case you're not there? He gave me the part number. I jumped online and found it for half the price on Amazon. Dun, dun, dun. I also ordered a new O-ring. Dun, dun, dun. So what we're going to need to do this, we're going to need a socket set. And I'm going to use a really big tool to break these free. Now I'm going to say it 17 times. Be careful, because if you break this, then you're going to have to call the pool company and have them come out. So let's get started. First thing I did was I opened the lid, shut the power off to the pump, and I'm gonna loosen the 2 couplers. Now I tried to loosen them by hand, and they've been there for years. They're tight, and so I'm only using this just to break it free. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? All right. So now that they're both loose, right? Okay. Both completely off their threads. Now I'm going to take out my 4 bolts that are holding it together. just using a breaker bar in case they're really tight and hard to loosen, but they're actually really loose. So I'm going to put a ratchet on it. All right, so I've got the 4 bolts out, right? Now we're just going to separate. See, everything's loose. I'm going to separate. Push the pump back where I can, because the pump's not attached to the ground. Right? Now we're going to separate the front housing from the pump. Alright, here it is, separated from the housing. Alright, the housing, here's our pump. We're going to take a quick look at the pump. Everything looks good. This is the pump housing foot. Okay. Everything's righteous, everything's good. Okay. So it has the blind nuts built into the pump. All right. This is the gasket that we're going to replace right here. Pull it off. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to treat it. We're going to get some Vaseline, just good old Vaseline. Okay, some Vaseline here. We're just gonna treat it. We're just gonna run some Vaseline on the entire gasket. All right, now we're gonna take our new unit, our new housing unit, and you notice the drain plugs do not come with it. So we need to take the drain plugs out of the old one. Real easy. Okay. I'm gonna put some Vaseline on that little gasket also. Okay, now that we've got it put back together, we're going to put in our nuts. We're going to put in opposing corners and draw it in together so that it tightens up around the O-ring. I also went ahead and put some Vaseline on the O-rings of the 2 pipe. Once you get them lined up, these will thread on real easy if you got it right. Don't cross thread them. Get them hand tight until they stop. Now I'm gonna give it just a little bit extra, okay? So I'm gonna tighten it just a little bit more with my wrench, just because I've got Vaseline on my fingers and I can't quite get it. And you can feel it's tight, that's good. The O-ring should do the job as long as you have it tight enough that it's going to hold. These bolts, you don't need to over tighten them either. Once this has come completely flush, let the O-ring do the work. Don't strip it, don't break it. We're reusing the internal basket, so we're going to set that in. Fits just fine, just right as it's supposed to. And now the last test. Should prime right up. Get the air out of the filter until water comes out. All right. Check our pressure. Good pressure. Look for leaks. No leaks. Looks like we did it. And that's all there is to it. And of course, from now on, keep a little bit of Vaseline on that lid so that it doesn't get too tight. And A, it seals good, and B, it comes off easy without it having to really wrench on it. which is what tends to break the dog ears off. Anyway, love y'all. Have a great day.